first year coaching at Delaware State isn't the only NFL great on his coaching staff. Former NFL running back Clinton Portis is the Hornets running backs coach, and Delaware State currently leads the FCS in rushing. Portis entered the NFL after winning the national championship with my alma mater, the U, back in 2001. He was drafted 51st overall by the Broncos, but spent most of his career in Washington, racking up nearly 12,000 all-purpose yards. Portis played 9 seasons in the NFL and was selected to 2 Pro Bowls and 17 touchdowns. As a rookie, are tied for the second most in the Super Bowl era and earned him Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2002. And with that, we welcome in Clinton Portis right here to the set, joining us on First Take right here at Delaware State, the running backs coach, hanging out with us this morning. Thanks so much for being here with us, Clinton. We talked, obviously, with Deshaun Jackson earlier, head coach, talking about him bringing his talents as a former player to this Delaware State team. What attracted you to be a part of this program?
Just the opportunity. It was something special. You know, I came here to talk about the Carolina prospects to help him get kids, which Cam is familiar with the kids, the talent that we have in Carolina. So I came here to talk about the Carolina prospects. I left with the job opportunity. And, you know, in speaking, just walking around the campus, it was one of those moments where I said, you know what, I'm needed here. Like, this feels right. I listened to God. You know, I wasn't trying to do it my way, and I ended up here.
How powerful is it being a player and being able to kind of relate to these students and these student athletes because you've been in their position and obviously gone and played in the NFL?
Well, I think the number one thing is earning the trust of these kids. Right. You know, as a player, it's hard because you think you know everything, and everyone, the challenge is this player is not going to be you. And as I tell my backs, it's like, I'm not trying to get you to be me. I need you to be the best you that you could possibly be. So once you get their trust, they'll do anything for you. And I think that makes it easier because as a player, you know what you did like and what you didn't like. So I couldn't stand for a coach to yell at me. Like, if you're going to talk to me as a man, and I'll respond. So that's what I try to do in my room. I talk to them as a man, and they respond.
Yeah. As a player, I mean, a lot of people don't realize this. I mean, what you did when you were at the University of Miami, it speaks for itself, what you did. But especially over the first 7, 8 years of your career, you were absolutely spectacular in the National Football League. I'm wondering, as a player that has transitioned to a coach, when you talk about getting the best out of youngsters in this day and age, how do you believe you've been able to do that? How do you do that? And what kind of advice would you give to people in terms of trying to get cats to maximize their potential? What do you do to pull that off?
I think every kid is different. You know, learning your kids, again, getting the kids to trust you, getting the respect of the people around you, and always being respectful. I think that's the start. So once you get kids to realize that you care, that's the biggest thing about this. Once kids really realize you care, like this is coming from the heart, this is not just an opportunity to go out and be a coach or to go out and tell you what to do or be a boss. Like, hey, this is coming from the heart. I care about you. I care about your well-being. I'm trying to get you to the next level. If the next level is another school outside of DSU and you deserve that, I'm trying to get you there. If the next level is the NFL, I'm trying to get you there. So I think once kids understand that you really care about them, you know, this isn't about the money. Like, what we're doing around here, how we're changing this culture, how we're changing DSU wasn't about money for no one on this staff, you know. And then to go through where we were in March to where we are right now, when we were expected to be the worst in the MEAC, and now you're saying First Take is here, you know, talking about DSU getting ready to play a game. So I think we came a long way.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think one of the things that we relate to, earlier this summer, I seen you at a 7-on-7 tournament, obviously speaking highly of your son, and congratulations to him as well, a Miami commit. But the thing for me is, what's your recruiting strategy? Especially when you came, it's different when you've done it and you was that guy. Like, some guys are just a guy, but it's different from being that guy. When you're recruiting an individual, and being at a Delaware State is a rather unique space because, you know, you have the Clinton Portis on staff. You do have Deshaun Jackson on staff, guys who've actually been to where recruits are trying to get to. For your strategy, do you lead with your resume or your vision in how you try to lure talent?
I kind of lead with the vision, you know, and with that vision being said, it's easy for me to go and say, hey, we got a young offensive coordinator and Coach Nemo Washington that's going to be spectacular. He's going to be the man. So why wouldn't you want to play in this offense? We got an offensive line coach in Eugene Chung who's going to set up the run. You know, we got a quarterbacks coach in Sammy Parker who played with the Kansas City Chiefs that's going to throw the ball, you know. So it's easy to sell a kid on that because everyone around us has been on the professional level. The next thing is for me to have to show my resume. When I introduce myself to the parents, they like, you know, so that gives me an advantage. And then the other thing is numbers-wise, you know, you only allowed to bring in 1 or 2 kids. So at DSU, our source is to go out and fly 10, 20 kids in. So I got to go out and get 2 kids. I find the 2 kids I like. I might call you and say, hey, I need that kid from your team on the 7-on-7 circuit. It's a lot of talent. So I'm just going to call the coach, hey, man, I need him. This is the one player I need because I'm only allotted 1 or 2 players. So I don't have to go out and recruit 100 kids when I can only bring in 2. I want this one, and I deserve to get them, and that's who I'm bringing to my room.
I'm sitting here listening to this. Well, you know what I love about what I'm hearing? When Deshaun Jackson first got the job, he hollered at me about coming down here, and he was talking about the staff that he was assembling or whatever. And I know for a fact that there are an abundance of people that underestimated Deshaun Jackson. And then to hear Clinton talk and to hear the staff that has been assembled, I'm just thinking that there's a lot of people that's paying attention to Delaware State right now. In terms of the coaching minds that exist here.
And I'm fighting the urge. I'm really fighting the urge of bringing Petty Cam out. But I just have to say this. When you see situations that happen at LSU, when you see situations that happen at Penn State, when you see the blunders of coaching that have had the resources and still not be able to produce, when you have guys that's doing the most with less, shout out to you guys, man, for real,
definitely.
because we need you to win, not because of the wins and losses, but just by showing it's a new age, not just in recruiting, but in coaching. And guys want guys to follow or to lead them that has been there and can understand them. There have always been a disconnect in player-coaches relationships. And for you guys to be standing on business how you're doing it, man, it's marvelous.
What Cam is alluding to is, he won't say it, but I will. A couple of years back, Jimbo Fisher paid $76 million to leave, to not coach. Brian Kelly just let go by LSU, being paid $54 million to leave, to not coach. 10 coaches have lost their jobs this year alone, midway through the season, receiving in excess of $200 million in buyout money. So to the nation out there, maybe what you need to do when it comes to your coaches is look at HBCUs.
Hello.
A whole bunch of talent.
There we go.
At HBCU.
There we go.
I'm just saying.
Give us 15 million. Give us 15 million.
There we go.
We gonna call
crazy.
I'm saying we gonna go crazy.
Look.
You know, so it is what it is,
Yeah.
man. You know, you can't complain about it. You don't worry about what you don't have. I just think as a staff, we lean on each other and make sure we get it done.
Oh, you don't need to complain about it. Leave that to people like that. I'll complain about it. I'll complain about it.
You want this, you got that. No way, watch them walk right past you. Run fast while you have the chance. Don't speak, let them look right at you.